Life is tricky. Life is tricky, guys.
I'm right here. Yeah.
Hey NomNoms. So welcome back to MthaTalks. Today I just want to talk about a topic that says great struggles equals great victory. It's something I thought of because of an encounter that I'm actually just going to tell you about, and then we will just talk about a bit more about that topic. So before I actually get into the topic that I have today, I would like you to please go and actually click the subscribe button down below. It's the red button if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, so let's get on to this. I'm a bit nervous about this because I wanted to do it since like June last year. It was almost a thing whereby I wanted to do about a month or two after I started my YouTube channel. It's a topic I've been thinking about because I resonate a lot with it, and I know a lot of people also resonate with it. So I hope you actually do enjoy it. So this topic I got it from a friend of mine who was going through the most around about March, April. I was going through the most. So I don't know what happened. You know, when you're walking on campus, I was from a part-time job that I had last year, and I was walking to Res, and I just bumped into him and we started talking. And he came up to me literally and just asked me, "Friend, how are you doing?" I haven't talked to him in probably like in a while. He just comes up to me as if he knew that I was going through the most. He just literally hugged me, asked me, "Friend, how are you doing?" And I was just like, wow. I didn't know where to start. I felt like crying. I hadn't even said anything to him. I was just so overwhelmed with that question because there was just so much going through in my life that I was struggling with, and I didn't know where to start. So I tell him, like, "Hey friend, I'm going through the most." I tell him my story. "Hey, I'm going through, and I feel like I'm depressed, and I'm going through the most with this module and whatnot. Like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot, and I've got financial problems. I've got this and that." So I literally I literally cried all out, and he's just there like nodding and listening to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed this so much. And his hug, his presence, it's as though it was just specially sent by God to me, because he knew that what I was going through. I was just so appreciative that he actually asked that, and I was so overwhelmed and I was so emotional. So he then says, after, like, obviously I've vented all my heart out, I've cried all my heart out, and he's just like, "Friend, do you know that great struggles equals great victories? In order for you to achieve this big dream that you have to go through the most." And I was taken aback. I was just like, okay. And then obviously he tells me his whole testimony about like what he has gone through in life in general. Like, also it's almost like a similar situation to mine, but extremely, like, it's steep. It's more deeper than, not to lessen my struggle or anything, but like his was just emotional. And you know, when you literally talk about your problems and then someone talks about their problems, you're like, okay, maybe my struggle is not that much, but like, you know, when they kind of take you out of yourself, they knock you out of yourself, and you realize that, wow, okay, people are going through the most out there, you know, I'm not alone. So he tells me his story, and he's like, he realized that great struggles, like, therefore produce greater victory. So he was like, you cannot compare yourself to people who are not on the same journey as you, because I feel like maybe that's what you're battling with most, is the fact that you think that just because you started out with certain people, or just because Mang is your friend, or just because you all started out, like maybe you the class of matric all started out in tertiary together, doesn't mean that you're gonna all finish together, because what's in the menu is not the same. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what you ordered is not the same as what they ordered. So therefore you cannot expect that it will take the same time to get ready. So he was like, he once went to a restaurant and he ordered, right? And then he's out there, okay, and then he takes his order slip, and he waits. Hey, abantu bangene, guys. People are being called, like numbers even after him. People who came in after him are being called, and he's like, I was here before them. Why am I not getting my order? So he then goes and asks the cashier, the person who put in the order for him. He's like, sister, I've been waiting here. Hey, I've been waiting here, and order is not coming through. What is happening? And then the sister's like, but you did not order the same thing as them. You ordered something more. You ordered something bigger than what they're ordering. Because some of these people who are walking out are just they're batengenji chips. Some of them are literally here for ice cream and whatnot. You have a big, you ordered something big on the menu. Therefore, you have to wait to get it. You have to be patient enough to wait for it to get it, so that you can get it in good form and good order. I was like, what? Literally, he was, guys, when he told me that, I was like, some people are just guardian, some people are just angels, you know. They're people, but sometimes people are used by God to come and just like tell you a message, send you a message that, babes, I'm here for you, but now you have to wait. So that's what he told me. He was just like, Mdaze, you cannot compare yourself with people who you started out with, because they didn't order what you ordered on the menu. So your order is much more big, and in order for it to come well prepared, so that you can savor and actually like enjoy it, you have to wait. You have to be patient enough to say, I know it is promised, I have the slip. Because Uchi that cashier literally said that. The cashier was like, you have the slip, so it is promised. So he interpreted the message as in, it's not like you're gonna walk out of here without it. You, at the end of the day, you're gonna walk out with what you ordered, and you're gonna enjoy it. It is a promise. And he then portrayed it into his life. He was just like, in life, God has promised certain promises for you, and just because he's not giving it to tomorrow or the next day doesn't mean you're not going to get it. He promised it to you, and God keeps his promises. God is faithful enough to keep his promises. So it's not like you're not going to get it, but you just have to be patient, so that when it comes, you are ready for it, so that when it comes through, you appreciate it more. You're mentally and emotionally and physically, maybe financially, ready to actually enjoy the promise that God had promised and delivered. So I was just like, wow, this is a lot. This is a lot. And you see it even in the Bible, guys. It's promised. It just needs a certain amount of patience, a certain amount of perseverance, a certain amount of pushing, even when you feel like, oh my God, this is too much for me to handle. You gotta keep pushing, gotta keep praying, gotta keep your faith in him, because he has promised you something and he will fulfill it. So there is a scripture in James chapter 1 but anyways, James chapter 1 verse 4, it says, let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So when you're patient enough, the work will be done, right? Through that patience. Through you being patient, the work is being done. God is doing the work, so that patience can have can fulfill the fact that when you actually get that blessing, when you actually get that promise, when you actually get to that goal, you enjoy it and you are satisfied and you do not want any more. But because if you get it now, then you won't be as satisfied, because maybe you'll be half done. it won't get to you the way it's meant to get to you. If you do a shortcut to get it, it won't get you the way it was meant to get to you. So be patient enough so that faith can have its perfect work, right? So that you may not want anything when you have actually gotten what you were actually patient for. So here is another verse. It says, it's in Revelations chapter 2 verse 10. Do not be afraid of what you are about to suffer, I tell you. The devil will put some of you in prison to test you, and you will suffer persecution for 10 days. Be faithful even to the point of death, and I will give you life as your victory's crown. So I know that sometimes we're like, oh no, I'm patient until a certain point. Like we get to a point where we're just like, I ain't gay, smiley, I ain't gay. Like it's too much now. I've been at it, and I got to like there were certain periods whereby I was just like, God, like I've been waiting, and I see what you do for other kids. Like I'm out here. You know, bless me. Be there. And God is just like, be patient. You will suffer, Mnanam. You feel like I have forgotten and forsaken you, Gandhi. I'm doing the work. My silence, the period of silence is me doing the work so that you are equipped and you're ready enough when I actually give you that blessing. So guys, don't be wary, don't worry too much, especially with things that you know. You know deep down when you're gonna get there. It's just that it's a matter of patience, and it's a matter of, oh my gosh, you're seeing everyone speed off in their lanes and they're getting to their destination so quick, and you're just like, I'm on snail speed. Like, when am I getting to that point where I have my car, where I have my property, where I have a well-paying job, and I get to travel the world, and I get to say I am a qualified this and that? When do I get to a point where I'm like, you know, I've achieved things that I wanted to achieve? So it is promised. You just have to be patient, because the harvest is coming. Now the question is, when the harvest comes, are you going to be ready to reap what you've sown? Because the worst thing is to get something you've paid for, but you're not ready for it. That is the worst thing that could ever happen. You pay for it, it gets here, and you don't know what to do with it, or you just don't know. It's here, but so make sure you're ready emotionally, you're ready mentally, you're equipped to actually receive it. Wow. So yeah guys, I'll read some scriptures for you, a few scriptures that you can take with you and meditate. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Okay, and then I will read a scripture from Colossians chapter 1 verse 11 to 12. Being strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of his holy people in the kingdom of light. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So that's an important one. I love that. Galatians chapter 9 verse 9, chapter 6 verse 9. It's very important. So Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 is the one. Do not be weary, because harvest time will come and you will have to reap. So yeah guys, if you I just went to look at myself. Guys, why didn't you tell me the powder looked like that? It was so hideous. Anyways, so yes, meditate on those scriptures, pray to the Lord, guys. Keep the faith. Otherwise, if you're going through the most right now, do not worry, you will get there. Something is bound to work out in the long run. Something's bound to work out for your own good, and it's going to be glorious. You will forget that you even went through all of that. So don't worry, keep praying, keep the faith. Talk to someone, have someone to talk to, because I feel like that's the most important part, because we tend to go through these struggles alone. Severe depression, we lose weight, we out here getting sick. Gandhi, if we were to just get someone who is kind enough and who cares enough to just vent out all our grievances on, and obviously check on their well-being as well, who's also depressed. So just try and find someone who is mentally and emotionally ready to hear your struggles. Are you good? Because I'm about to bend for heavens till the heavens come. So yes guys, keep praying, vent to God as well, because I feel like prayer also helps. It's a form of just releasing whatever was inside of you, so that you don't bottle it up, so that you so yeah, God bless you abundantly, and yes guys, sizophumelela at the end. So yes, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure that you actually subscribe and like, and don't forget to comment and share scriptures. Let's talk, and let's all talk and just enjoy. Love you all. Bye, NomNoms. God bless you.
Your power at work in